0010. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have an engine, and we did some trading, and we got some parts. We got a set of matched 882 1976 model heads. We have brand new in the box 40 over Speed Pro flat tops. We have in the box 8 of the good heavy duty X rods. We have a double roller timing set. We have a high volume oil pump. We have balancer, brackets, nuts, bolts, fittings, rods, everything. Yeah, I just wanted to pop in here and give you guys just a little bit of info about all of this. Now, when you have a friend or someone you know taking this apart, then it's just so much helpful. So David, the same best friend in the world that gave me that grill to redo, he's the one that took this engine apart. And so in these two containers, he knows there's some things that you need to for sure keep. Okay, so first thing, he started from the front. He started with the harmonic balancer. He put the bolts, and they're specific bolts for the pulley, back in the harmonic balancer with the harmonic balancer bolt and lock washer. Here, and he went to the fuel pump. Guys, I don't know if you realize when it comes to a small block Chevy, if you're going to go back with a mechanical pump, you got to have these special bolts. And if you don't have these, you're going to pay for them. Okay, so anytime I come across those, they get put in a Ziploc bag. I have a couple sets of them in the closet. Those are going to stay. All right, so along with the plates, this is the manifold bolts, the exhaust manifold bolts. You don't never know when you're going to need one, even though I'm going to run headers on this truck. You just don't never know, okay? Motor mount and starter bolts. Try buying starter bolts, guys. You're going to pay for them. Again, this is already in the engine. You don't ever throw anything away. This is parts you're going to need to keep. Hey, if you're still here right now, like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button. Okay. Anybody know what that is? That's your throttle cable bracket. Stock. Always can use that. Always can use that. Weld pieces onto it. Adjust it. Fix it. You're always going to need that. Oil filter adapter with the bolts. And I know they look dirty and ugly and gross right now, but try to find those bolts somewhere. If you do find them, if you order them, you're going to pay for them along with the adapter. So that goes in the box. Fuel pump plate, lifting plates for the motor. They go on the manifold. Factory, that's what they use to drop it in. Oil pump rod. Ain't going to run an engine without it. Fuel pump rod. Try finding one of those aftermarket. You're going to pay for it. This is a very good one. David, so good. What that is on the rail for the oil pan to hang your transmission coolant lines. Good luck finding one of those. 90-degree bracket for your fuel pressure sending unit from the back of the blocks. Back of the block for clearance. Vacuum lines. Now this is a good tell. This is a good one to look at. All right. See how clean this has not been cleaned. This was just pulled out of the motor. See how clean that is? That's a tell on how good of an engine you're looking at. If that's full of junk, if it's full of corrosion, if it's full of just stuff, then you might be in trouble. But that is as clean as it goes. David said there was 60-something grand on the clock on that van, which could be 160 grand, but with looking at that, I'd say 60 grand. And then, guys, that is every pan. These pan bolts are all specific. And then these are your flywheel bolts because they're fine thread, they're heavy duty. and get good luck. You know, you're all this stuff. I'm going to reuse all of this, except probably most of these. I might need one or two of these for the bracket for the power steering pump, which, by the way, Dave had a power steering pump, so we ain't going to have to worry about them big, heavy tires on the front and not be able to turn them, because God love him, he come across with me for that. And then this is push rods, rocker arms, rocker arm balls. This is everything, all the studs, the head bolts, everything, which we're going to reuse. And we're just going to clean everything, but we're going to reuse everything. But always keep track of it, because if you lose one of those, if you lose one of those, if you lose one of these, you are going to pay for it trying to find a new one or trying to find a replacement. Or you better have some friends to help you out. I got the crankshaft out of it now. We thought this was going to be a steel crankshaft. Well, nope. That's cast crankshaft. This motor had never been into. It still had the standard pistons in it. So, and the factory, it's got the factory blue paint on it, which I never really liked that factory blue paint. And I've just took a quick brush to it. See the factory blue 0010? That is the unicorn, guys. 4-bolt main, 350 76 model. That's a heavy head. That's the heavy casting. Just like the heads, the 882s, they're the heavy castings. They're a solid, heavy casting head. And the heads are actually in pretty good condition. There's nothing sunken. They're all about the same height, exhaust and intake. But the reason I like 882s is you can port these heavily. They'll take a lot of air. So you can make these work easily. All right. And because I'm not going to go 500 plus. I'm not going to go roller cam. I'm going to go flat hydraulic tap it. There's no reason for me to put screw in studs or pins or anything in those. We're just going to give them a real nice porting. I'm going to show you how later on, and make these breathe better. Why 40 overs? Why we're going to go with 40 over pistons. Let's get you a good picture of this. This motor came out of a 1976 1 ton or 3/4 ton van. And as you saw before, my buddy got every nut and bolt, bracket, piece off of this motor. He yanked it complete and took it apart. So I thought, well, when I first walked up on it, I thought, as you can see, the cylinders are not actually that bad. That one's pretty clean. That one's clean. These are all really, I was thinking, well, we might get lucky enough and go through with a ball saw, with a stone hone and just bust a crust, use a ball hone, put a crosshatch on it, and we'll be okay. Then I came to this cylinder and I thought, well, maybe not. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Then I came to this cylinder, I was like, well, okay. All right, number 6 is not as good as I thought it was going to be. You can actually feel that and cut your fingernail on it. Then I came to number 8. And I don't know if you can see it. There's a big chunk out right here. I'll change the fittings. There we go. That's a better look. You see that chunk? That's a big, I mean, you can feel it. And there's a chunk here. So there's rust damage. So this one's getting bored. She's going to the machine shop in 3 days. I'm just so ready to move forward, get something going, putting parts back on instead of taking parts and fixing rust. I'm just ready to start wrenching. So that engine's going to the machine shop on Tuesday. He says that he's pretty covered up. It's going to be 3 or 4 weeks, which is fine. Gives me time to save up pennies. And we're going to get it bored. We're going to get vatted, bored, and bring it up and put the pistons on the rods and double check the sizing on the rods, and we're going to put everything back together again. So if you're still here, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell, smash that like button. Y'all have a great day. It's a great day today. It's an even better day tomorrow. Y'all be good.